This screencast will explain how to access and use Proquest via the Totino Grace High School website. You're going to begin by accessing the library website by clicking on Academic Departments from the TG homepage, going to Library Media Center, and in the left-hand sidebar, look for the box that says Subscription Databases. Once the database page opens, you'll see that Proquest is the first available database. If you're on campus at Totino Grace, you don't need a password to access it. If you're accessing Proquest from home, please check in your student handbook on page 42 for the password, or see the librarian or library assistant before you leave school to get that information. We're going to just begin by clicking through on the Proquest link. When you open Proquest, the program brings you automatically to the basic search page. We're going to do a search for healthcare in the United States. And before we search, it is possible to limit your results from the last 7 days, the last 30 days, and so forth. You can specify a specific date range, or you can say I want articles after such and so date or before such and so date if there's a specific set of information that you're looking for. The Platinum Periodicals database is the main one that we use. You can also choose to limit your source to reference, to newspapers, or to the historical Minneapolis Tribune, which is going to be better for historical information. We're going to stick right now to Platinum Periodicals. We're going to leave the date range open. We can limit, if we choose, to documents that have full text. That means you can read the entire article online within Proquest. We're not going to choose to do that right now, but it's an option that you have. Also, for formal research, you can choose to limit your results to scholarly and peer-reviewed journals. At this time, we're going to leave all these checkboxes blank, and we're just going to run our search as it is. Okay, now we come up with our results. At the top of the results page, Proquest suggests some additional topics that you might want to search for, such as healthcare and states, healthcare policy and healthcare expenditures, and so forth. You can click on any of these to run another search. For example, if you don't get enough records or enough information for the search that you're doing, you might want to use some of the terms that Proquest specifies. As with most search utilities, Proquest gives you the information about how many hits came up for your search. In this case, it's over 23,000. That's from all the sources that Proquest indexes. You can limit that with these tabs. If you're looking only for scholarly journals, you click on the tab for that, and it brings up just under 13,000. You can limit to newspapers, for example, and there are just 17 from newspapers on that topic. So if you need a specific kind of reference, you can click on those tabs to find the type of information that you need. You can also sort your results based on relevance or recency. That drop-down box is over on the right-hand side. It defaults to recent, and you can also choose most relevant first. It just changes the order, and then you click Go when you have the choice that you want. This is another place where you can limit your results to full-text articles by clicking on the link where it says Show Only Full Text. Now that we've limited to full text, you can see that the number of documents found has been reduced somewhat. We're going to mark a few of these records and save them. We're just going to do the first three, 1, 2, and 3. You just click the little checkbox, and then at the top you can choose to do a number of different things with the records that you've marked. If you click on where it says how many items you've marked, you can just click through there, and it'll let you view the list of items that you've selected. You can choose to email them to yourself by clicking on the email link. You choose your citation format, either just a bibliographic citation or a citation with a summary. You can do full text or a PDF. You enter the email address that you want to send it to, your name, the subject, and any message, and then you click send. Simple as that. You go back to results here. We can cite it from here as well. We can just create a bibliographic list. Again, you have a choice of citations or document summaries. There's not a full text option from here, because we're only doing citations. You will, anytime you do a citation in Proquest, you will want to change the format to the format that your teacher has requested, whether that's MLA here towards the bottom or APA if you're working in the sciences. We're going to go with MLA for now. And you would then click download to download a citation list, which you could then add to your document, or you could print it if you wanted to have a print copy to refer to. We're going to go ahead and go back to the results right now. There's also an export option here, which we don't need to spend a lot of time on because this refers to some tools that we don't use at Totino Grace. They are tools that you might run into in a college setting. So to review, once you have found the records that you need, you can use the checkboxes to identify the ones that you want to use. You can view a list of them by clicking on the number of marked items. You can email to yourself a list of citations or the full text of the articles themselves, or you can create a citation list which you can then download or print. At this time, we're actually going to run another search, but instead of doing the basic search here, we're going to do an advanced search. So we'll click on the advanced tab, and it gives several search boxes. And at this time, I am going to type in Healthcare, United States. It'll look for those terms in the citation and the abstract, or the summary, for the article. And I'm going to put in this box where it says and, I'm going to put the phrase public option. I used quotation marks there because I want Proquest to look for that exact phrase. And I'm going to click search here. And 16 documents come up with that exact phrase under Healthcare United States. We do have, again, the list of suggested topics. We can, our marked items from before are still there. We can add some more to that list. If we were to check that box, it changes to 4 marked items, or we can uncheck it here. And the same tools are available under advanced search that were available with the results from the basic search as well. I'm going to go back to the search box by just clicking the back button on my browser. I'm going to leave the search the way it is, and I am going to change this drop box from and to and not, and I'm going to type in the word Republican. This is going to cause Proquest to search for everything that has this phrase and the phrase public option, but not Republican. So anywhere that the word Republican shows up in the citation or abstract, that result will be left out of the ones that show up. A couple of things to notice here. The number of suggested topics has changed, and they are different ones than we were seeing previously. Also, in these tabs where you can identify which type of publication you want to look for, the newspapers tab is not there, and that indicates that none of the available items were from a newspaper. One last thing about citing articles. If you click through on any of these results, you can get the abstract, you can get the full text of the article, or you can get the full text converted to a PDF file. We're just going to click through on the title, which should bring up the full text automatically. It does show up at the bottom here. It begins with the citation information and the abstract or summary, and then the full text is below, and this little bar tells us that this particular article is 831 words. When you click through on an article, you'll see a print option, an email option, an option to copy the link, or an option to cite this article. And I'm going to click through on Cite This. You can also check the box to mark the document and add it to your list. But I'm going to click through on Cite This, and a pop-up window will appear which offers you the option of selecting a citation style. It defaults to APA. For most assignments here at school, you're going to want to select MLA, and it'll change that format to the correct punctuation and order and such. They do give instructions. That's going to be another pop-up window with some specific information about MLA formatting. You can also refer to your student handbook beginning on page 46 for MLA formats of citations, and you should double check these online citations against the formats that are in your student handbook, because the MLA formats have been updated very recently and the online resources may not have caught up yet. So once you see this citation in the pop-up window, you can just copy it and then do Apple C to copy it, and I'm sorry, highlight it, then Apple C to copy it, and Apple V to paste it into your document, and then you're done with your citation. You can close your window and go back to the beginning if you need to do an additional search by clicking on the tabs, or you can just log right out. As you can see, Proquest is a pretty powerful research tool, but it is quite simple to use if you know how. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask any staff in the library or ask your teachers for help. We'll be here and available to answer questions at any time. Thanks.